Well, YouTube, I decided to make another resurrection study video. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15:44, "It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body." Now then, purpose of this video, trying to keep it brief, just to take away a misunderstanding of that verse I read based on the terminology. We're reading this in English, of course, and we're doing the best we can with an English translation that doesn't sound too weird. And reading our translation, the opposition there of natural body to spiritual body might, in the mind, suggest the wrong meaning. That the intent is to oppose material being to spiritual being. But the Greek terminology used does not bear this out. We got some underlying Greek terms. We've got for natural, the focus of this video, the term translated natural is really Psuchikos, literalistically soulish, and the term translated pneumatikos, or the term translated spiritual, is pneumatikos, literalistically spiritish. Now, this is a fairly easy study here, Psuchikos. It occurs merely 5 times in the New Testament. Well, 5 verses, all right? I'm counting by verses. 2 of these verses occur in 1 Corinthians 15. You may look them up. It's easy also to look up the other 3 verses occurrences in 1 Corinthians 2, James 3, and the Epistle of Jude. Now, I put an exclamation mark next to the occurrence in Jude, which I will read. I'd say that none of the other places where Psuchikos occurs bears out the idea of material as the meaning of the adjective Psuchikos. Look at the other 3 as a study of the possible meaning in 1 Corinthians 15, the occurrences there, but in no case will you find in the other New Testament occurrences any hint that the adjective Psuchikos means material. And in fact, Jude 19, which I will read, is almost like a definition of the term, a New Testament definition of the term. Jude 19, "These be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the Spirit." So the term is not even translated natural here, but sensual. So these troublers of the church that Jude writes about aren't troubling the church because they have nothing but a material existence. They are troubling the church because they are sensual. That is to say, they have not the Spirit. They have not been born again. Interesting side study here is that from the Greek term psychikos, we get our popular contemporary term psychic. Now imagine to yourself a psychic like the Witch of Endor, who really has psychic powers and can speak to the spirits of the dead and so forth, like the witch at Endor. But the idea in calling such a person a psychic is that even a psychic with real powers is a Jude 19 type of person. What they do, they just do by natural, sensual powers of the human soul, and what they do is not at all by the Holy Spirit. So they are psychics, both in the popular term sense of the term as we use it, like you go to Kirkwood Highway and consult a psychic who reads cars or calls up spirits or whatever. And also in New Testament terminology, they are very accurately to be characterized as Psuchikos sort of operators. Well, YouTube, that's all for now.